Hello everyone, and welcome back here to Gatekeeper Media as we continue to bring you coverage of the Disc Golf Pro Tour. We are now at the 2022 Ledgestone Open just outside of Peoria, Illinois, out in Eureka for a 4-day event across 2 different courses. And we appreciate all of you for tuning in, with a special thank you to our Patreon supporters who help make all this coverage possible. In the virtual commentary booth, it'll be myself, Dustin Mouret, once again joined by Nathan Queen. How's it going, sir?
Doing well. Happy to be out here at this very well-known event, watching this exciting feature card: Simon Lizotte, Chandler Fry, Gannon Buhr, and Brodie Smith.
Indeed, and we're kind of starting to get towards the end of the season right now, so you can see the points are starting to become more and more important, and this is kind of who we have so far in our top 10, trying to make it to that finale. As we take a look at some bags here, we'll start with Simon Lizotte, putts with the P2, known for his FDs and DD3s mostly these days, but you'll also see that famously dyed C-line PD at some point, I'm sure.
Getting into Chandler Fry's bag, he likes to putt with the Challenger OS. Only Chris Dickerson that I know of putts with those. Goes to a mid-range, or a buzz a lot for his mid-range, force for his long distances, and he's got his signature series Surge.
Yeah, then over to Gannon Buhr, putts with the PA3. Likes to use a distortion in A2 for some approaches, M4 for a mid-range if he needs it, and also uses the FX2, the D1, and the Falcor for a lot of his distant shots.
Going into Brodie's bag, likes to putt with the Roach, uses a Meteor for his mid-range turnover shots a lot, really leans on the Vulture for his fairway drivers, and then throws forces and nukes for those big distance shots. Straight into hole 1, a 350-foot water carry on this 633-foot par 4. Ideally, you'd like to get down to the flat at the bottom of this.
From Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, the 2015 Ledgestone champion, Simon Lizotte.
We will start with Simon Lizotte, certainly a stranger to no one in disc golf, as he is currently ranked number 6 in the UDisc World Rankings. Had back-to-back titles earlier this year at the OTB Open and the Portland Open, as well as some podium finishes at DDO and the Preserve. Just a fantastic ambassador for the sport. Has been a great competitor for many years, and he is having a heck of a season here in 2022. You know, after having some injury last season, it's great to see him back at the top again.
Sure, all fans were excited to see him go back-to-back earlier on this year, and for this reason exactly right here, gets a fantastic tee shot off down to that flat, inside 240
Next up,
feet to the
from
pin.
Olympia, Washington, Chandler Fry.
Now we get the Chandler Fry, the Chanimal himself. Recently placed 5th at the OTB Open and 7th at Masters Cup. Was also 14th at our first major of the year at the Champions Cup, and has several other top 25 finishes on tour this year, including the last event on the tour, which was D-Glow.
And they're going to get a nice drive off as well, cresting that hill, not quite getting down to the bottom, but still going to also be around that 240 range.
Next up, from Urbandale, Iowa, Gannon Buhr.
Now we get to Gannon Buhr, incredibly talented youth here. Number 7 in the UDisc World Rankings right now. Winner of the 2022 Masters Cup and the Clash of the Canyons, and also podium finishes at Mid-America Open and Las Vegas Challenge. Many top 10 finishes on tour this year, and has yet to place outside of the top 25 on the tour.
Yeah, just insane for such a young player, and he stays up on top.
And from Dallas, Texas,
yeah, that's prime real estate, but very scary to try to go for, as we get to Brodie Smith, who's in his 2nd full season on tour, and really his 2nd full year playing disc golf. But this year he's placed 3rd at DDO, 9th at D-Glow, and 16th at the European Open, with several other top 30 finishes or near top 30, so quickly becoming a contender. But, oh, an unfortunate skip OB.
Just want you to be aware
Just
in case
didn't
I
quite
shrink it
get
at
the
you.
stand-up that he needed on that one. Pushing more 400 feet over the water than 350. Now he is way back here at the drop zone.
Oh, go left. Go left.
Puts a boom on that one and flights down towards that flat. As this is a very daunting opening hole, I feel like. You know, it's the big water carry, and then even the approach is very challenging on this hole because the water in that tree comes in real close on the backside of the green, and it makes it really tough to get close for that, you know, nice, safe putt.
Definitely so. Gannon, I feel like, had the best position being the same height as the basket, but doesn't quite leave it wide enough and ends up in those bushes over there on the left side as well.
Same with Chandler Fry. Brodie able to pitch it up nicely, but just looking at bogey after the OB off the tee. Here's Chandler Fry trying to make some magic happen from the tree. Not quite.
Gannon looks to be in a bit of a better position and just able to sneak that putt in to card himself a birdie to start his round. That's a good way to start. Simon's going to be in there pretty deep. We'll see if he's able to have a line out or not as Brodie taps in his bogey.
Yeah, disc randomly appears, and it's going to be a par at best, though, there for Simon Lizotte. Same with Chandler Fry, who will just kind of tap in to clean this one up. So not taking any damage, but not finding the score. But again, a very tricky starting hole.
Yeah, averaging it at 3.97 today. So our card doing just about that. Brings us into hole 2, 615-foot par 4. You need about 360 feet or so off of the drive to have a good straight look under 300 feet to the pin. But you've got OB right side and OB lake left side. Low ceiling branches on the first part of the gap. Pretty difficult par 4.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of forehands or perhaps rollers on this one. We have a lot of righty players, and Gannon gets away with one there.
Very fortunate on the early release to kick out left. OB can bite you pretty quickly out here.
As we see Simon Lizotte trying to hone in his Eagle McMahon, as that is actually the stamp on that disc. And it actually rolls right in bounds. Well done there from Simon.
Yeah, great line. A little more stand-up would have kept it a little less scary, but nonetheless in a great position to get up and down. Chandler going to go with a backhand turnover shot here, not known as much for forehands.
Oh. Whoa.
Just incredible to get through that pavilion there, through some picnic tables. I'm not sure he knows that happened or not, but he is quite fortunate and in a good position.
That was a roller coaster ride, man. And, oh, unfortunately, Brodie is going to catch that low ceiling, so it gets caught up. Going to be very tough to approach now. We're looking at a lot of pars at best here with the positioning from Gannon and Brodie.
Oh, come on. Good.
And really a lot of love so far from as far as breaks go on this hole. Brodie could have easily kicked down to the right off of those branches as well, but him and Gannon are up around that corner looking good to get a par.
And as you said, rare to see Chandler throw a forehand, kind of forced to in this situation, and an unfortunate misfire there.
Yeah, a bit too much nose up and force over. He was going with an overstable disc to try to stay away from that water, but just a little bit too much there.
Oh, no. That holds too straight for Simon.
Kicking OB right. Gannon trying to get up and down for par now. Pretty fortunate roll. That tree he was under, those low branches caused a lot of trouble. It looks like he's going to be clean of it now, though.
And oh no, an unfortunate tree bounce for Brodie. This could roll into the water, but looks like it does stay in bounds. Very fortunate.
Another unforced error out of Chandler there. Hopefully he can rein in that putt. Try to save a bogey now. Simon's going to be trying to do the same.
And Brodie After a couple of mishaps, we'll end this hole with a par, so not taking any damage, so that is certainly good news for him. Par as well there for Gannon Buhr, so keeping the card clean as we head into hole 3. Chandler and Simon, though, are going to be taking a little bit of a number on this one.
Chandler, that's going to be a disappointing bogey for sure after being in position to try to card the birdie, as well as Simon, who ended up kicking up OB after just kind of gripping his upshot just a bit. Brings us into kind of an easier hole on the course. It says 260. It's actually about 295 and plays uphill just a little bit, so plays a little bit longer. There's a forehand line over top of the road.
What is that? That's disgusting.
Well, that's not the forehand line I was talking about. However, it worked out pretty well. Gonna put him inside circle 2. I like straight shot the best. And there's also a little late righty flex that's popped up this year. I think there's a tree gone. Kind of open that up just slightly.
Yeah. The other thing is there is actually some OB right, but it usually doesn't come into play as long as you don't, you know, really torque something over or catch like some really bad ground action. It's like Simon is going to go more for that right up the gut hyzer flip that you were talking about. A little early, though. Oh, no. Early release.
I never got the stand up. That's the flight of that little righty flex that I was talking about that's kind of opened up this year. And Chandler has thrown it pretty well. He's up there inside the circle.
Oh, Simon almost finding the OB a second time, but does stay in. Stepper for Brodie for birdie, but not enough chains on that one. Had to settle for par.
Yeah.
Beautiful putt, though, from Gannon. That's 2 for 3 and a big stepper early on in the round. That's going to get the juices flowing.
Absolutely. Has the only 2 birdies on the card so far. Got to be feeling good. Chandler going to try to fix that and get himself a birdie now. No issues there. This hole averaging at a 2.93 today, so surprised really to see our feature card here only get 2 of the birdies. 34% of the field taking a birdie on this one. Here we are at hole 4, a blind par 3, 423 feet. It's about 207 feet to that big tree you saw in the middle before the terrain takes a slope downwards, maybe 10 to 15 feet down to the basket. Very difficult shot to control the distance on and make sure you don't go OB right on that cart path as well.
What a shot, though, from Gannon Buhr. Gets himself nearly pin high, maybe just near the circle's edge. This is kind of one of the holes you kind of remember the most from this course, I feel like, besides the water tower hole. It's just such a particular controlled hyzer flip.
Definitely so. I feel like it plays a little bit better for a hyzer stand-up shot. It's just scary to do so when you've got that OB on the right side. If you get too much hyzer flip, then it's easy to drift over right.
Or you get stuck on the woods left if you try to too much stay away from the OB, and then you're kind of scrambling at that point to save par. So that catches a little early there from Brodie. This looks promising from Simon.
Catches some branches late to slow him down. Gonna be inside circle 1. Let's take a look at his form here. Always had that very slow, controlled run up. And you're not going to see a whole lot of force. You see how short he made his backswing there. He didn't reach out trying to get a lot of distance. Not really much reach back at all. Just a little snap of the wrist.
Yeah, he is one of the smoothest backhands in the game, I feel like.
Very smooth upshot there for Chandler. Going to slide it on up.
Scuba coming out early here for Brodie Smith. Not a bad run. Long comebacker, though. More than he wanted.
Right. That's usually kind of a safer play for him.
Yeah.
But with as much as this slopes down past the basket, hard to get that one to stop.
Oh, Gannon's on a tear, though, man. He is heating up early out here at Eureka Temp Course. 3 for 4, and he's had a couple of big putts, you know, outside or near the circle's edge already.
Brodie trending a bit the opposite direction. Had an opportunity to make a couple of those putts and hasn't done so just yet. He's going to card his second bogey of the round now as Simon taps in a very easy birdie. Almost making us forget about it, how close he was with that drive. Oh, this hole. I'm left-handed, so I don't...
Big fan?
We don't have good relationship here, yeah. But 476-foot par 3, throwing a hyzer over top of this baseball field. The OB is 70 foot at its widest and about 60 feet wide by the pin.
Great shot from Gannon, though. It's all about how much do you want to bite off. Do you really want to attack this pin? It's more of a carry, or do you want to play it safer and play for par and not carry as much as... Did that man just get razzed by, like, a butterfly or something? What was that?
I saw something move around. I couldn't tell if it was a couple birds or a butterfly.
I'm going to sound real dumb if it was not a butterfly now. Be nice to me in the comments below, as that's a great shot from Simon.
He needs it to happen again on the next hole, because that was a great shot. And you see Chandler with not quite as much easy power as Simon and Gannon have. Really have to try to force that to get it over there, and actually throws it too far, not getting the nose up that he needed for that to fade out.
This is looking pretty good from Brodie, though. Maybe it's pushing too far forward? Oh, no. Comes up short of the OB and just outside the circle.
And any OB off of the tee goes to a drop zone on this one. Still a pretty difficult shot. I think it's about 360 feet.
Yeah. One of the harder drop zones out there, honestly.
That's so short.
Not sure you can call it a miscue, but not quite able to connect for Gannon there. He'll stay 3 down through these first 5 holes. Great start for him.
Yeah, no one really got too close to the pin to really have a good chance at birdie. Definitely a difficult hole to grab the score on. Was this not the famous basket that Macbeth had his disc go inside the rim or something like that?
It was.
Yeah, that was quite an interesting one.
Would have been an ace this year, but just a birdie back then.
If only.
And Simon, another almost making us forget as he taps in his birdie. There were only 3 birdies on this hole today. It was the hardest par 3. Anthony Barella and Albert Tam, the only 2 other players to card the 2 today. Bringing us into now the hardest hole on the course, hole 6, 885-foot par 4. OB lining both sides the entire way. Tightens up to about 50 feet wide for your second shot, which is most likely going to be over 400 feet away. Just a very difficult tee shot that they have tightened up the OB some on this year, and then the approach is even more difficult.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Like you said, it starts getting real narrow once you get up the first 500 feet or so of the hole. Definitely a lot about position than distance on this one.
It's really position and distance, as it's almost 900 feet. You really have to get 450 feet, maybe 500 off of the tee to feel like you're in a good position to attack the green.
So far, everyone's played the big hyzer, making sure that they're, you know, well safe of the OB. But as you said, it really comes down to making that tough decision on that second shot, just how aggressive you want to get to try to play for birdie, or if you're just going to kind of more lay it up and play for par.
Gannon going with the second of those two, laying up to play for par. He was probably in that 500, close to 500 range away from the pin there.
Yeah. Again, a lot of these guys have the distance to cover that, but, you know, it's just how thin the fairway is. Do you really want to risk it? Looks like Simon wants to.
Does. Let's.
Oh.
And showing you why Gannon, the younger player at this point, was smarter on this hole to take that layup shot.
Oh, and Chandler slips, so this might be hyzering out into the OB as well. And yeah, unfortunate footing situation happening there to Chandler Fry. Oh, wow. Great shot from Brodie. Right into the circle. A rare birdie on the horizon for him, it looks like.
Seems so. Only 5% of the field able to card a birdie on this hole. But that is not what made it the toughest hole on the course. The amount of bogeys and above that were taken, as Chandler almost able to save the par from about 70 feet there.
That would have been quite the play. As Simon able to connect on it.
Right, good save there from Simon, but 49% of the field taking bogey or above.
Ooh.
And we even had 2 players in the double digits on this hole.
That is
lots of trouble with that OB everywhere.
And there it is, one of the rare birdies coming in for Brodie Smith. Had a couple of mishaps earlier in the round. This is a great hole to get him back on track. As we will be back after a short break to finish off our front nine.
If disc golf is your game, make Gotta Go, Gotta Throw your Disc Golf Warehouse. With a huge selection of discs, bags, baskets, carts, shirts, and more. GottaGoGottaThrow.com has all the tools to take your game to the next level. Shop online or our Golden Valley, Minnesota store. Free shipping with all online orders over $75. Online or in-store, get what you need for the game you love. GottaGoGottaThrow.com, your disc golf warehouse. In the game since 1993.
So after the 2 hardest holes on the course, we now have the easiest hole on the course, 275-foot par 3. Straight shot, there's OB left side, but have to get your birdie here, absolutely.
Yeah, it feels like a bit of a reprieve after some of the other holes our players have faced here, and Brodie will take full advantage of it with that tee shot, looking to go back-to-back.
Ooh, a very nice tree direction there, as that was flying past and almost cards an ace there.
Yeah, that went from this is looking worrisome to that might go in real quick. So he'll be happy with that. Gannon dancing just outside of the circle there with that forehand.
Bit too overstable, but like you said, just outside the circle, gonna have a putt.
Now we get to Chandler. A couple of bogeys here, trying to look to course correct.
One time. One time.
This is looking good. This is looking really good. Oh, Chandler Fry with the ace. Let's go. Woo!
What a shot, and let's take a look at the replay on that. Nice hyzer angle. Such a smooth shot.
Oh my goodness, man. Had no idea. Nathan and I kind of make it a point not to follow the live coverage because we know we're going to be doing this commentary. We want it to, you know, be as natural as it can be. So yeah, we had no clue, and what a shot, man.
Man, with the gallery to boot, and like you said, had a couple bogeys, so with a single shot, gonna get him back to even par now for the round. Way to go, Chandler. Take advantage of the easy hole on the course.
You know, Gannon, not to be outdone, I don't know if you would really call that a big putt. Clearly not, but, you know, he still gets his birdie.
Does, along with Simon, so now we're going to get into that galaxy frame territory on a par 3.
Big fan of that. Yes, indeed, Brodie will finish it off there.
Not to take anything away from Chandler, but I've got to shout out another ace on the same hole for today. GT Hancock.
Oh, wow.
Able to get the same hole for a hole-in-one. Brings us straight into hole 8, though. A 793-foot par 4. Pretty difficult. You've got about 310 feet before you get through this 25-foot wide gap you have to hit off of the tee.
Great looking shot, though, here from Chandler Fry. Still feeling that adrenaline from the previous hole.
Yeah, that has got to be a tough shot to hit after just acing. This is a very... Although it's pretty wide, as windy as it can get out here, it's a pretty tough gap to hit.
Or you could just do that.
But if you've got...
That's bonkers. That is actually bonkers, how far that is.
A 500-foot power hyzer right there.
That's, yeah. I assume some of the bigger arms might go for that, and I think Simon's going to do the same thing. Yeah, I mean, when you got that kind of power, what gap are you talking about, Nathan Queen? There's a big sky up there.
Oh, man.
It's a cheat code.
Yeah. Not a hard gap to hit, I guess. We're going to see 3 out of 4 players, it looks like, go ahead and not even attempt it. And they got further than Chandler. Those first 2 throws went further than Chandler did, going straight.
As Nathan Heinold walks up there and adds a nice little Mando left to the right side of the cat for next year. Oh, man. I just gave him an idea. That dude's always looking to make stuff harder as well. So, sorry, players, if I messed it up for you. Oh, boy.
Yeah, we didn't get the OB graphic there, but that looked to be over in kind of a pond or swamp area on the right side. This is a very tight green. Even with these monster drives, these guys still probably have 350 left into this really tight green. OB right, OB left. Kind of bottle noses into the neck of the green.
Keep themselves on the dance floor with Chandler Fry and Simon. See if Brodie can follow suit. That looks maybe a little overturned, though. Oh, hits a tree. Stays in. And are you telling me he didn't actually go OB, Gannon?
It looks like he has stayed in bounds in kind of a marshy area. It's been a dry year this year. The water must be lower.
What a break, if that's true.
Absolutely.
And what a stepper from Brodie. We're getting some fireworks at the end of this front 9, man.
All of a sudden has a turkey.
Something's in the air.
Back to even. Well, we finally had somebody get big putted.
Yeah, it did happen. And yeah, Gannon confirmed a par. No OB on that. Wow.
Moving on to the last hole of the front nine, 354-foot par 3, the bridge hole. It's about 90 feet out of the bridge, and it's about 18 foot wide. Shouldn't be too much of a gap to hit, but you're throwing over OB the entire time after you make it out. Gotta land on this little island, just like Brodie has done for now his 4th birdie in a row.
Yeah, that was perfection from Brodie Smith on that throw. It looked like his footing was messed up. I thought it might pull right, but it does fade back in for him. Oh, so close.
Just a bit too far right. The mistake on this one is really left. You do have some room over the way that Simon is heading early on before that bubble. Not the shot that he was looking for, but definitely the mistake to make.
Man, this is looking like it's on a good angle for Gannon to get back inbounds, and scaring the basket.
Yeah. What a shot. And let's go ahead and take a look at his form here. He's going to go with an overstable disc and get a nice flex on it. See that reach back, and then late gets a little bit of Anheuser on that disc just to move it out to the right side.
Man, I mean, not the easiest drop zone. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's about 270 feet away, and he never crossed in, so he's going to have to do it again here.
Man, that's going to kind of take the wind out of his sails after that beautiful ace on hole 7. Thought that might get him some momentum. Hopefully he can reset. He called it 4 in a row for Brodie.
And Gannon gonna keep his clean round going, most likely. Gonna tap in another birdie now to move him down to 5 down on the front 9. What a way to start.
Yeah, he is definitely on a really good pace right now. If he can keep up this trajectory, he could very well find himself towards the top end of the leaderboard as we see the rest of our card tap out. It's going to be a triple, unfortunately, for Chandler Fry there. Simon takes the par. And this is how our front 9 looks. Gannon, clean card and 5 birdies. Simon Lizotte making a little bit of a comeback. Same with Brodie, 4 in a row to end his front 9 to battle back to 1 under par the first half of the course. As we can see, we got a couple of guys in the clubhouse at 7 under par, so they've kind of set that mark. But again, we have a couple of guys who still have holes to play, including Gannon with 9 left to play to try to chase that down. As again, that's going to do it here for our first half of this first round. We appreciate you all tuning in. Special thank you to our Patreon supporters who help make all this possible. Hope that you'll follow up so you can catch the rest of our coverage of the Ledgestone Open. Again, I'm Dustin Mouret, and with me has been Nathan Clean, and we look forward to keep bringing you the coverage.